Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. We are going to learn about the life of Donald Trump. This will be a simple and easy to understand biography, perfect for practicing your English listening. Let's get started. Donald Trump was born on June 14th, 1946, in Queens, a part of New York City. His full name is Donald John Trump. He was born into a big family. His father's name was Fred Trump, and he was a very successful businessman who built houses in New York. Donald's mother's name was Mary MacLeod Trump, and she was from Scotland. Donald had 4 siblings. He was the 4th child in the family. His siblings were Mary Ann, Fred Jr., Elizabeth, and Robert. Donald was raised in a wealthy family, but he was also taught to work hard. Donald Trump went to Kew Forest School when he was young. Later, he went to a military academy called New York Military Academy. He went there because his father thought it would teach him discipline and help him become a strong person. After that, Donald went to Fordham University in New York for 2 years. Then he transferred to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, which is a very famous business school. He graduated with a degree in economics in 1968. After finishing school, Donald Trump started working for his father's business, called the Trump Organization. He was given the job of running the business and building new things. Donald's father had already made a lot of money by building houses, so Donald took that money and expanded the business. In the 1970s, Donald Trump began working on his first big project. He helped develop the Commodore Hotel in New York, which was later renamed the Grand Hyatt Hotel. This project made Donald Trump very famous. He was now seen as a successful businessman. In the 1980s, Donald Trump started building more and more famous buildings. He built Trump Tower, a huge skyscraper in New York City. It became one of the most famous buildings in the world. Donald also bought a lot of casinos in Atlantic City, making a lot of money. At this time, Donald Trump was not only known for his business, but also for his style. He was on TV and in magazines. People saw him as a rich, powerful person. His famous line, "You're fired," from the TV show The Apprentice made him even more famous. Donald Trump's life is not only about business. He has also had 3 marriages and many children. Let's talk about his family. Marriage 1. Ivana Trump. In 1977, Donald Trump married a woman named Ivana Zelničková. She was from Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic. Ivana was a model, and she helped Donald with his business. Together, they had 3 children. Donald Trump Jr., born in 1977, Ivanka Trump, born in 1981, and Eric Trump, born in 1984. But after 15 years of marriage, Donald and Ivana got a divorce in 1992. They separated, but stayed close for the sake of their children. Marriage 2. Marla Maples. In 1993, Donald Trump married Marla Maples, an actress. They had 1 daughter together named Tiffany Trump, born in 1993. Unfortunately, their marriage didn't last long, and Donald and Marla divorced in 1999. Marriage 3. Melania Trump. In 2005, Donald Trump married Melania Naus, a model from Slovenia. Melania is Donald's third wife. Together, they had one son named Barron Trump, born in 2006. Barron is the youngest of Donald Trump's children. Donald Trump has 5 children. Donald Trump Jr., who works with his father in the Trump business. Ivanka Trump, who worked as an advisor to her father when he was president, is married to Jared Kushner and has children. Eric Trump, who also works in the Trump business and is married with children. Tiffany Trump, who is Donald's daughter with Marla Maples and is studying law, and Barron Trump, who is Donald's youngest child and still in school. Donald Trump is also a grandfather. His children have children, so he has many grandchildren. He loves spending time with his family. Donald Trump's life is full of business success. After he finished school and worked with his father, he started building his own empire. In the 1970s, Donald Trump started to build big buildings. His first major project was a hotel called the Commodore Hotel in New York City. It was not doing well at first, but Donald decided to make it better. He worked hard and helped turn the hotel into something famous. The hotel was renamed the Grand Hyatt Hotel. This was Donald Trump's first big success in New York, and it helped him become known in the business world. In 1983, Donald built the famous Trump Tower in New York City. This was one of the tallest buildings in the city and became one of his biggest successes. Trump Tower is special because it has both offices and luxury apartments. The building was a symbol of Donald Trump's success. People could now see his name all over the city, and he was becoming more and more famous. In the 1980s, Donald Trump also started buying casinos and hotels in Atlantic City. Atlantic City is a place known for its casinos, and Donald wanted to be part of it. He bought a huge casino called the Trump Taj Mahal. It was the largest casino in the world when it opened in 1990. Even though it was a big casino, it did not make enough money. At first, Donald faced a lot of challenges, but he kept working hard to keep his business going. Donald Trump didn't just stop with buildings and casinos. He wanted to make his name famous everywhere. In the 1990s, he started to appear on TV. People saw him on shows and in magazines. His big personality made him a popular figure. He became known for being rich, powerful, and successful. In 2004, he started hosting a very famous reality TV show called The Apprentice. On the show, he would say, "You're fired," to people who didn't do well. This catchphrase made him even more famous, and millions of people watched him every week. The company Donald Trump ran is called the Trump Organization. It includes many businesses like hotels, casinos, golf courses, and more. Over the years, he used his name to create many famous places. Donald even put his name on buildings all around the world. These buildings were known as Trump Towers, and they became symbols of his success. He also opened golf courses in different countries, which became very popular among people who like to play golf. Donald Trump had become a brand that people recognized. Even though Donald Trump became very successful, not everything went perfectly. In the 1990s, he faced some financial struggles. Some of his casinos and hotels were losing money. He had to work hard to fix the problems and keep his company going. At one point, he owed a lot of money to the banks, but Donald never gave up. He worked hard and was able to solve the problems and make his business successful again. By the 2000s, Donald Trump became known not just as a businessman, but also as someone who was interested in politics. He often talked about running for president, but he never took that step until much later. In 2015, Donald Trump made a big decision. He announced that he was going to run for president of the United States. Many people were surprised because he had never been in politics before, but Donald Trump was confident. He believed that his experience in business would help him lead the country. During his campaign, he promised to make America great again. He talked about creating more jobs, building a wall to stop illegal immigration, and being tough on trade with other countries. In 2016, Donald Trump shocked the world by winning the presidential election. He ran against Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State. Many people thought Hillary Clinton would win, but Donald Trump won the Electoral College and became the 45th President of the United States. Donald Trump was president from January 20th, 2017 until January 20th, 2021. Here are some of the big things he did during his time as president. 1. Economy. Donald Trump focused on making the economy stronger. He lowered taxes for businesses, saying it would help create jobs. Many people liked his ideas, and the economy grew during his first few years. 2. Immigration. One of his biggest promises was to build a wall between the United States and Mexico to stop illegal immigration. This became one of the main issues of his presidency. 3. Foreign relations. Donald Trump tried to make deals with countries like North Korea, China, and Russia. He met with the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, to try to stop nuclear weapons from being made. 4. Healthcare. Donald Trump tried to change the healthcare system. He wanted to make it cheaper and easier for people to get health insurance, but it was a difficult issue, and not all his ideas passed. 5. Impeachment. In 2019, Donald Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives, which means they said he did something wrong while in office. However, the Senate did not remove him from office, so he stayed president until the end of his term. In 2020, Donald Trump ran for a second term as president. He faced Joe Biden, a former vice president. Donald Trump worked hard, but Joe Biden won the election. After the election, Donald Trump and his supporters believed the election was unfair, even though there was no evidence of cheating. This caused a lot of anger, and on January 6, 2021, there was a riot at the U.S. Capitol. Some people tried to stop Congress from counting the votes that showed Joe Biden had won. It was a very serious and difficult time for the country. On January 20, 2021, Donald Trump left the White House. He did not attend Joe Biden's inauguration, which is the ceremony where the new president takes office. After leaving office, Donald Trump went back to his business life. He still owns many buildings, golf courses, and hotels. Even though he is no longer president, he still has a lot of people who support him. Donald Trump has also talked about possibly running for president again in 2024. Some people are excited to see if he will run, while others want a new leader. Donald Trump is still a very well-known person. His businesses continue, and he has many supporters around the world. His life has been full of ups and downs, from starting with nothing to becoming one of the most famous people in the world. No matter what people think about him, Donald Trump is always in the news. He has been a businessman, a TV star, and the President of the United States. He is a person who never gave up on his dreams, no matter how many challenges he faced. His story shows that with hard work and confidence, it is possible to achieve great things. Even after losing an election, he continues to influence the world.
If you read and you listened every day, you read English. Then why can't you speak English when somebody speaks to you or when you come onto the stage? The reason is because you are not thinking in English. So, this is the third point I'm making. Now you please check up your minds also. Start seeing whether you ever think in English. All of us try to think in the language we know best, self-communication. Communication skills you have learned, so self-communication is English. No, it is Telugu, madam, it is. We can't think in English. Whenever you are thinking from today, try to translate your thoughts into English. This will also be a very good exercise. So listening every day, reading every day, listening many times, same passage, reading many times, same passage. Is that clear to everybody? What I'm saying, is it clear? It is loud, I can hear, in my ears I can hear. But loudness does not mean clarity. I can shout at the top of my voice in a language you don't know. You won't understand one word also. Therefore, your ability to understand. English is excellent, but you feel nervous to speak. Is that right? You feel very comfortable listening to English, but you feel uncomfortable in speaking. Many are there. Last year's Impact, they told me, they SMS, they wrote to me saying, "Madam, we cannot understand English." Is there anybody here who cannot understand English? Then you have to do something else. I'm talking now only to people who understand well, but whose speaking is a problem, am I right? Before diagnosis, we have to tell what is our problem. Doctor, I have a headache. Doctor, I have pain in my hands. So now we have diagnosis. Why is my English so poor? The reason is because I never speak. You cannot speak English unless you listen and read regularly for at least 6 months. Impact is getting over in May. Till December, you practice, then you call me and tell me whether you improved or not. If one day you didn't practice, don't sleep on that day, don't eat on that day unless you practice English, don't do anything else. Can you have so much motivation for 6 months? Say, "Oh, Impact is over, we are happily going home, no need to practice English." Very good. You will learn. You have learned many things in Impact. All those attitudes will be good. One boy said beautifully that he will return to society what Impact has given him. Wonderful thought. But remember that unless you practice it, this doesn't become good. All people are very good when they start. Slowly they get absorbed in society. Today, there is a word called scam, have you heard? When I was in school, I didn't know what the word scam meant. There were no scams at that time. Today, if you ask a second-class child, "What is the meaning of the word scam?" the child immediately tells you the meaning, because today there is only scam. In 2005, There was a tsunami. Before that, we didn't know what tsunami was. We read in geography book, tsunami means so-and-so. Then we saw tsunami. Okay, finished. So language comes with experience. You are not experiencing language because you are not practicing it. The reason is because you have no confidence in English. Am I right? You know, you feel no confidence. Somebody is telling you about self-confidence. Did they give a lecture, sir? Did they give any self-confidence lecture? Self-confidence? So now you add self-confidence plus English and you see what? Self-confidence, first thing it tells you is that you must have a word called self-worth. Self-worth means I can do it. I am capable. Don't think, oh, I can't learn English. It's not possible for me to learn English. Don't think like that. All of you think that I can learn English, and learning means speaking and writing. Now, many of you are writing, I can see. Which language are you writing in? Then why do you say you don't know English? You know you can't say when you're writing in English, you're not writing in your mother tongue, you're writing in English. Very often I tell you that if you want to write, please write in Telugu, because pronunciation is very good when we write in our mother tongue. English pronunciation is very difficult, so always write in your mother tongue. It is very easy. So we have the advantage, 2-3 languages we know, so we can learn English. Always remember that if we can learn by teaching ourselves, that is best. Don't depend on sir, or don't depend on me, or any of the other sirs. You do what is called as self-learning. Self-learning means practicing for yourself. So how will you practice speaking if you have no friends? You speak to yourself. You know, have you seen people playing chess with themselves? Once they take white coin, they put, then they go there, then they put black coin. Again, they come here. So you please do like that. You talk to yourself, but talk English only. Use the language English. Somebody said you have learned interview skills, so you can practice interview. Once be interviewer, please tell me about yourself. Then go and sit on that chair and you speak in English at the interview. Even when you are appearing for an interview for a job which requires less English, the interview is in English. Many of you will appear for state services, central services. There you will work in your own region. You will go to remote village in our state. You will only speak English, all Telugu, all your life. But interview is in English. If you don't get the job, how will you work? So for all these purposes, we need good English. That is why speaking is important. Use your cell phone again, record your speeches, and listen to your speech. If you feel shy, others are listening, you feel bad. So you speak to yourself, then you listen to your speech. If you have a video camera, like they are doing, record your own speech, see how you look. You know, when you're speaking English, are you shivering like that? Nervous, very scared. You know, English is terrible. The reason is because we have not practiced. All the people who speak their mother tongue are better at their mother tongue. Whole world, you know, the Germans speak better German. They don't speak English. The French speak better French. They don't speak English. India, at least we speak English. That is why we are getting benefit. But today, China is overtaking India. China didn't know English. English teachers from India are teaching Chinese students. But China is capturing the market. You are not getting a chance. So, do you really want a good carrier? Then you learn English by practicing to speak. Every day you must speak at least for 5 or 10 minutes, loudly and clearly. Listen every day, 5 or 10 minutes, but 5 or 10 times. Read every day, loudly. So that you can hear 1 page, but minimum 5 times, not less than 5 times. All of you must listen, read 5 times, same passage, so that English comes into the head. Then speak in English. If you don't know good English, speak wrong English. 4 words English, 1 word Telugu accepted, no problem. After 1 month, you'll see that you are reducing Telugu content. English is becoming more. After 6 months, you will become better. First, you have to improve what is called as fluency. When you are speaking English, you must improve 2 things. First, you must improve fluency, means to think and speak at once. What we do is we think, then we translate, then we speak. So gap comes between thinking and speaking. When they ask you to speak in your mother tongue, you can speak very well, fluently, very comfortable. When they say English, there is full silence. Nobody wants to speak because we have so many ideas in the mind. We don't have any words. Suppose somebody asks you, "How did you like the impact course?" They are asking you every day. So you say, "I will tell you after 1 month." In fact, is now. What is the impact of the impact course? I will tell you about the impact after 1 month. Will the impact come after 1 month, or is it impact now? We are going to think for 1 month good, nice English sentences, then we are going to tell. That is not correct. Fluency implies as soon as program is over, you must be able to tell. So now, look at the gap between your mind and your speech. When you are speaking English, notice